Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Women Wednesdays. We are so happy to be kicking off our speaker series for 2022. Woohoo! Yay! And just so you know, our fearless leader, Barbara Westcott, was having technical difficulties, but she will be on the call here as soon as possible. She is very excited to introduce the 2022 Speaker Series Kickoff, and so we're excited to have her. So remember, Women Wednesdays, if you're joining us, which I know we have some people joining us right now, make sure you share this post, tag your friends, and share your comments and questions with us throughout today's broadcast. So we're super excited to be kicking off the Women Wednesdays Speakers Series. So first of all, my name is Chrissy Souders. I am one of your hosts. I am the owner of Kitschy Wearable Art, and I lead the retail division for Divvy Up Socks. And I am also a volunteer for Women Wednesdays. So Tamara, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm so glad to be back. I think I can still say Happy New Year. I know that's up for debate, but I'm going to do it. Happy New Year, everyone. Woohoo! My name's Tamara Smith, and amongst the many hats that I wear, just on a personal level as wife, mom, sister, and all the hats that we wear, I'm also the regional director of partnerships for the Panhandle for One More Child. You can check out more at onemorechild.org. We help foster children, trafficked children, single moms, child hunger initiatives. We work both domestically, nationally, globally. So if you want to find out how to partner with us in things as simple as a quick donation of diapers or becoming a corporate partner, you can find me here on Women Wednesdays. You can send me a DM or you can just go to onemorechild.org and find out more. But I'm excited to be with some very important ladies today here on Women Wednesdays.
Yeah, and we'll start off with Marcia. Please introduce yourself, and then Paula and Cari, if you guys could introduce yourselves as well.
Thank you, Christy. My name is Marsha Warfel. I am the CEO of Maximum Strategies and Solutions. I'm currently working with Disaster Strategies and Ideas as the senior consultant for emergency management, and I'm very excited to be a part of that and bring emergency management preparedness to the community. So if you all have any questions on emergency management preparedness, please follow up with me. You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and I look forward to connecting. And thank you for this time.
Hi, I'm Paula DeBoles-Johnson. I currently serve as the Employee Engagement and Performance Manager with Leon County Government. I'm also the founder and executive director of the Capital City Youth Development Corporation, a small nonprofit here in the city where we work with young people in terms of professional development, college access, and service. I'm excited to be part of this group today. So thank you for having me.
Hello, I'm Cari Thro. I am, I wear lots of hats like all of us do, but I'm here today as two roles, co-market leader along with William Hatfield for the Tallahassee Democrat. And then I also serve as the Senior Accounts Director for LocaliQ, which is the advertising agency that helps power our community journalism here in Tallahassee and throughout the company.
Wow, what an elite group of women that we have here today. So excited for you to be with us. We just want to go over little things, housekeeping wise here for Women Wednesdays. So become a member today. If you're not already a member for Women Wednesdays, do it as soon as possible. There are so many advantages to being part of Women Wednesdays, and you can find that all on the website to get all of your information and our programs that we have here. Obviously, our speaker series. And then we also have co-working at Domi Station, Women's Words. So this is a forum for the written word for you to be able to share your wisdom and advice to all of our group members. Internships. I have a really difficult time saying that sometimes, but honestly, these are some great opportunities available for women who are wanting to pursue their professionalism in different avenues, whether that is in trade or whether it's in politics or something else. This would be a great way to have mentors and people you can really vibe off of and learn from. We have our tech squad as well too, so you can learn all about some of the tech stuff out there that we wish we knew and wish we had all the answers for. And the tech squad definitely is there to help out. Co-walking, which is a great opportunity to network safely and also get your exercise. And then we've also got education and going places as well. Okay, and I believe we have Barbara Westcott in the back end here. Shake your head yes if you're good to go, Barbara. Okay, I'm going to bring you on. Hey! And you're muted. Unmute yourself. Do you want to unmute yourself, Barbara? Oh, I cannot hear her. Okay, so, well, yeah, unmute yourself. You're muted. Okay, so we'll have her get her mic on here and we'll bring it back on, okay, Barbara? You know, it's the first kickoff of the year. So there we go. There we go. Speak.
I think, can you hear me now okay?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We do hear a little bit of an echo, but we can hear you. So just make sure when you're not talking, Barbara, if you can just make sure you have your mic muted. But yeah, go ahead and take it away. So just make sure when you're not talking, Barbara, if you can just make sure you have your mic muted. But yeah, go ahead and take it away.
Well, I think I don't have my technical issues worked out. So let me hand it back over to you, and I'm going to watch and enjoy.
Okay, sounds good. And then we also have our community campaigns here as well too. Women Doing Business, #1 city for women in Tally. And then Trades Work coming soon, which will be something very exciting. And it's a collaboration with TCC. So that is something we're very excited about.
And lively as well. Mm-hmm.
That's right. Okay, but we've got a great conversation today with our panelists of speakers. Everything you need to know, 25 women, you need to know 5 young women to watch and Club 25. And so let's go ahead and get into this conversation. First and foremost, ladies, could you tell us a little bit? I know we have with us 25 women you need to know. Tell us a little bit about your experience with that and just kind of the background of what it is really. So Cari, actually, if you can give us the background as to what 25 women is that you need to know just for people who are joining us.
Absolutely. So I came to the Democrat back in 2009, which was 2 years before, or 2 years after we actually launched the program. So it was launched in 2007. And I actually spent some time last night in our archives going back and looking at the early editions to see what the first year looked like. And it launched as Top Women in Business actually in 2007. That was the original title. And then in 2008, it flipped over to the brand that we all know and love as 25 Women You Need to Know. But it stemmed from just our observation and desire to kind of inject in the community special recognition for women who are leading businesses in our community every day, but also contributing on so many other levels through their own volunteering, through board service, and basically just wanted to lift that up and put a spotlight on it. We wanted to engage in the community and have the community engage back. So we had our community members nominate people. It wasn't something that our team chose and decided who it was, which I think is important. And so that's when it started. And then in 2015, I actually sat on the panel that made this revision where we added the 5 young women to watch layer in. So that started in 15. And that was and has been one of my favorite parts of it because there's just so much good that's happening with our youth. And we want them to shine. We want to acknowledge them, but we want them to stay here and contribute to the community. And so allowing us and our community to put that spotlight on them, wrap our arms around them, help mentor them and lift them up and continue to watch them, I think has been such a joy, an added advantage to that program. So that is the history of 25 Women. It's one of our favorite things that we do at the Democrat. We open it up for nominations. And then starting in the month of March, we highlight each woman individually, all 25 women and 5 young ladies each day in line with Women's History Month. And then traditionally, pre-pandemic, in April, we get together and have an event where we celebrate, hear from all the women individually, and really just celebrate them and acknowledge them. We had to pivot a little. That was the word of the year 2 years ago, which I think we're technically not use anymore, but I'm going to keep using it. And we've done virtual events for the past couple years, which they're not ideal, but it still has been so inspirational to attend those and just watch each women and their own community of peers and family members support them and just give shout outs. So I'm thrilled to be here to help keep the word going. And we're on our 16th year this year. 2022 will be year number 16 for this. So there's quite a class of women in this community that are part of this.
And I want to bring up the class of 2021, Tallahassee, 25 women you should know and 5 young women to watch. I know a few faces in this crowd. And so definitely congratulations to all the 2021 recipients. Now, Marsha and Paula, both of you actually are part of the 25 Women You Should Know Club. So let's go ahead and start with you, Marsha. What's been the experience and the impact of being part of this group of women who are making a difference in our community?
Oh, thank you, Christy. Yes, so I've had the pleasure of serving for a number of years, and 2018 was my year, and it was a phenomenal year. I got the opportunity to serve along some amazing women and got to learn a little bit about each of them and get to know them. And that's always, I think my special part is getting to know some of these amazing ladies just on a more personal level. So I've enjoyed that aspect of it. In addition to that, I immediately got into the service work, which is such a big aspect of Club 25 and the Women to Know. So I started getting involved in a lot of the service projects from the very beginning, and that offered an opportunity to also connect on a different level, on a service level. So I got to know the ladies there as well. In addition to that, found myself involved in leadership quickly thereafter within the organization, within the group, and had the opportunity to do some wonderful things and hopefully leave some lasting impacts within the organization. So it's been a wonderful experience and one of service along some pretty remarkable women in our community.
Go ahead, Tamara.
Yeah, I was going to say, just looking at this list right here of Club 25 presidents, we can recognize so many names of people that have been on Women Wednesdays, but have also been just leaders that we've heard about in our community. Have you found, Marsha, that becoming a part of the 25 women that you need to know, have you found that it made an impact that was felt beyond that woman, maybe on their family, on their businesses? I guess I'm just thinking about how some of these women's lives changed after they became a part of this club. Do you think that is part of the impact that happens when they become a part?
Absolutely, Tamara. I think that's probably one of the main aspects of it. It's an opportunity for all of us to collaborate, to get together, to network, to get to know each other on a personal level, and where otherwise we wouldn't have the opportunity to do that. We lead such busy lives, all these amazing women doing so many things in our community, and this club or organization offers us the opportunity to collaborate and to support one another in all the many different aspects that we do. So that's one of the beautiful things about it. It's not only do we support the community in the projects that we do through the organization, but then we continue to magnify that within our own support groups with all the other organizations that these amazing ladies are a part of, and we get to be a part of that and support them as well. So I think it just it expands our service opportunities. It expands our knowledge of each other and our support, and it offers us a support system where we otherwise wouldn't have that. Some of us have different strengths, and we can lean on each other for that in different things that we want to do and continue to do for our community.
And Paula, you would know best, and Marsha would know best, because you both, well, Marsha, you are the previous president for Club 25, and Paula, you are the current president. So tell us a little bit about how you were able to achieve that, and also what that represents, what that means.
Okay, if I could start off by first recognizing the amazing women who started Club 25. And if you put that slide back up there, it was Pamela Ridley, Joanne Brown, and Judy Taylor. And Marcia said it, and so did Cari. We have amazing women in this community. And for them to be highlighted, they didn't just stop with that highlight, right? They said, oh, we've got this recognition. Of course, it's going to continue. But let's find another way to serve in the community. So I love that they thought about the service aspect. And I think that's the main thing that all of us connect more closely with, the service aspect. Yes. Because while it's great to get the recognition, I know I enjoyed my evening of being celebrated, being there with friends and family, but also the opportunity to join Club 25. That's the next step. And in that, you have the camaraderie of amazing women in this community that are doing incredible things. But as Marsha alluded to, they're also there to shore you up, to support you, and connect you to other women. And what we do, and for me, what I love the most is that I've had an opportunity to meet some women that I probably would never have connected with, right? But what they've done is also, they've invited me to other things, introduced me to other parts of the community, made sure that I was aware of things that were going on in the community and finding ways in which we could help. And that's what this organization is about, helping one another, supporting women and girls serving organizations. So that's where I live. And as president, I don't have to do much because I have a dynamic team, right? Marcia's there. She provides the support from the previous year. And if there's some questions that I may not have the answers to or may not be in the bylaws, I have a strategist with me, right? She can help me think through things that would be best for the club. But if we would show that next slide, we have some other amazing ladies that are part of our leadership team with Club 25. There they are. I mentioned our founders, but these are the ladies that help us do business every day. We have Kendra Light, Josie Fligger, Gina Giacomo, Brittany Smith, April Diaz, and of course you see the beautiful Marsha there displayed. What we all do, we have planning sessions. We think about the things that the women would like to do. And as we know, COVID has made things a little bit more difficult, but we found creative ways to stay connected as a group. We've been doing a lot of Zoom calls. We had a Christmas social. One of our new inductees, Amanda, she was amazing. She let us use the space so that we could have a Christmas event. But it wasn't just us socializing. We also had a service project right there where people brought in items for us to donate it was the domestic violence shelter, and we have items for elder care. So everything we do, it's mission oriented and it's to serve the community. So I've had a great time. It's been no work for me at all. It's been fun.
Well, while I bring Barbara Westcott back on, I want to share a question from Dr. Michelle Mitchum. Hey, Dr. Michelle Mitchum. She says, great community leaders, powerful list, TLH 25 women you should know. Congratulations, ladies. What advice do you have for women that want to be connected but don't know where to start? I'm going to bring Barbara in on this question as well, too.
Okay. Is Barbara, you going to start, or you want one of us to start?
No, you go right ahead. I'm finally jumping in here. I'm glad to be here.
Marcia, I'm going to jump on and you piggyback, right?
Okay,
So,
sounds great.
we always invite people that if we're having a service project or an event, we were walking at Cascades. I nearly died, but it's okay. I'm doing better with my exercise. But we invited ladies from the community to join us to learn more about Club 25. As we have service projects, those are also opportunities for women to come in, get to know other ladies. We're not cliquish. We're not elitist. We want women to be a part of the club, but you have to be a woman you need to know. And at that point, you can join Club 25. So once you're a 25er, all you need to do is pay your dues. You're in the club. We're open like that.
Right. And I think it exemplifies, I mean, we're talking about in Tallahassee, we're building a collaborative community of women. And part of the way you do that is to grow visibility. And I think what the Tallahassee Democrat is doing, and then the continuing work of Club 25, is just that continuation of growing the visibility of women, let us know each other and the incredible work that they're doing. So it's a super cool opportunity for women to engage. And I know we're going to be talking about nomination and how that all works. And, you know, the goal is to grow opportunity for women and to get more women into 25 Women You Need to Know.
I want to bring up this as well, too. We've been talking about service. Let's talk about how big service is in regards to the 25 Women You Need to Know Club, why that is an important part of this organization. Marcia?
So services, and as Paula mentioned, and I spoke up a little bit before, I think that's the key aspect of the organization is service. All of us are brought together in service. All of us are connected in service, and all of us focus our year and what we do and our fundraising and our activities around how we can support other women and girls organizations in our community. And the wonderful thing about Club 25 and the Women to Know is that with the great collaboration we have and the great women that we have, we find out some of the gaps, some of the areas, some of the organizations that could really use the help. And certainly with my experience as past president these past few years during COVID, that heightened to a different level, and women really came out to support. It was a little bit of a different aspect, as Cari said. We and Paula, we had to shift gears a little bit on how we normally did things and how we met or got together. But that didn't de-emphasize and didn't diminish the effort that we did. On the contrary, women contributed, donated, supported their time and effort in many of the organizations you see here listed, and many more that they continue to do on their own personal level that we as other members continue to support. So some wonderful things happen and continue to happen in our community, and very proud to be a part of the organization. And one of the things that I will mention, just to piggyback on what Paula mentioned before, is we share the news about Club 25 and Women to Know with our associates, our friends, our acquaintances, our other clubs and organizations that we're a part of. And we try to really emphasize the camaraderie and the networking and the service aspect of it, so that women can really be interested and engage and hopefully apply and get to know and be more engaged in our community. So we're looking forward to this year very, very much.
And those organizations, those are not all of the organizations that we've supported. That was just all we could fit on that slide.
Right.
Just the tip of the iceberg, right?
Just
So let's get into the nitty gritty of this. Nominations. Cari, I'll let you take this away.
Yeah.
What do you
so
need to do And how do you nominate someone?
Yeah, so they are open. We went in the other day, and we already have some that have flowed in, which is always great to see people that are eager to get them in. But you go to this website here, which I'm sure will be linked for everyone who's attending and following the group. And then you'll hit a nomination form. And the thing I want to make a few points on this, because sometimes, in a world where we're doing a lot of things and we want to make sure that we nominate people, but we think about our list and when am I going to fit it in? This doesn't have to be a novel. It doesn't have to be someone's whole portfolio that you submit to us. It just has to be a good summary of why that person feels that the nominee is qualified for this or is deserving of this honor. It doesn't hurt to include a nice little emotional tear-jerking tale. Everyone loves to do that, right? But the panel who picks this or ultimately picks the class, which by the way is made up of Club 25 members and a couple of Tallahassee Democrat staff. What we're looking for in that is just overall impact and leadership and community service and commitment to that and just heart behind it, so don't feel like you have to, put everything in there. You can nominate yourself. There is no shame in self-promoting yourself. So don't feel like you have to go out and campaign to get someone to nominate you either. That's not a factor that is looked at. We just want to learn about all the fabulous women in this community, and we want to lift them up and we want to celebrate them. And oftentimes when we have to narrow it down to 25 and 5, it's tough because there are so many great women in this community. I've had people say to me, aren't we going to run out of women at some point? No, we're not going to run out of women, right? Especially if we're all doing our job and we're spreading the word and we're letting everyone know that please nominate someone if you feel like they qualify. Nominate yourself if you feel like you qualify. The more, the merrier.
Yeah, and Cari, I'm really glad you said that about nominating yourself, because I really think a lot of times people have some sort of embarrassment or shame about doing that, but no one knows better all the great things you're doing than you. And so whether you nominate yourself, or sometimes like, you cannot believe how many women I would love to nominate. And sometimes we don't have the bandwidth to write or have all the information to really write it up. And so another idea is like, if you do feel uncomfortable with nominating yourself, which you shouldn't, is also, have something written up. I think it's really a good idea to kind of have, that sort of information available about yourself, because you never know when an opportunity is going to knock, whether it's with 25 women or other opportunities. It's good to have something at the ready that you can submit about yourself or have someone submit on your behalf.
That's a great idea.
I just want to make the point. I thought about this in the pageant world. Everyone has nominated themselves. They have to apply to be in a Miss America pageant, in a state level pageant, and even Miss Universe had to apply herself to get started. So I think that I would say, because I would be one of those women that I don't know, should I nominate myself? But if you think of it in terms of if you're a person that people need to know because you're trying to make an impact, then yes, nominate yourself, because who do people need to know more than you? Just imagine what your impact can be once more people know what you're doing. And if you wait for someone to nominate you, you're basically, it's like you're working against yourself. People don't know about you yet because you haven't joined the club.
You haven't introduced yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it. Introduce yourself. But, if you're out there doing a lot of work, you do deserve recognition. And, I was very fortunate to be 25 Women You Need to Know in 2017. In fact, I met one of my dearest friends, Kat Keene. I met so many wonderful women. And I think not only is it an opportunity to get visibility, and visibility is important, but it's also an opportunity to really get to know other women, and to work with them and collaborate. It's pretty impactful. So, I would highly encourage people to see value in yourself, what you do, what it brings to the community, and nominate yourself or let one of us nominate you.
And you know what? It has been, it's always a treat for me. And it's been a great pleasure. I've nominated lots of ladies for a lot of things. I believe that it's important to let people know that you see them, right? So one of the things that I do, and people don't have to follow that, Paula's a little different. I will send an email and say, send me your resume and your bio and don't ask me questions. And people will do that. I've only had two that's will come back. They said, what for? What are you trying to do? And one said, I know you, you're going to have to give me details. And I did have to give her details, but she made it into the club. So yeah. So it should be someone in your life that you know and that are doing amazing things. And when I say amazing, mothers are amazing. I've heard a lot of women who um, they made the decision to stay at home and raise their children, but they're active in church. They're active in a lot of other social groups. They're working in the schools. And I'm like, well, why would you not consider yourself a phenomenal woman? You should absolutely be part of this group. So we need to dispel one or two of the myths out there. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to be a lawyer. I was a regular person, but I'm a person who serves. And that is the thing that made the difference that got me in. And when you're writing up these things, think about this. They've all told you that it's self-promotion, right? Think about what if someone is introducing you to a room and no one knows you. Those are the things that you want to include. Not she's a very nice person. Well, she might be, but we need a little bit more than that, right? So talk about your service. Talk about the things that you're passionate about, how you've helped change this community or grow this community. And find your friends. Your friends are amazing. If you're awesome, you're probably hanging around some pretty awesome people too. So nominate them.
Yeah.
And also,
and I would say for me, I mean, go ahead, Chrissy. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. As from like a business perspective, people don't know what they don't know, you know? And so you got to let people know what you're doing. And it's just it's very much just simple as that. People don't know what they don't know. So let people know
Right, and
about
I
what
think
you're doing.
sometimes we don't know the impact that we're having. I mean, I think there's a lot of people that are doing some really great things, and you know they don't recognize all the people they're touching, the impact that they're having, and so you know, just take the opportunity to to really believe in yourself and share it with the community.
What's the worst that could happen?
Well, I would like to know some personal stories and journeys of Marsha and Paula and Barbara, 25 Women You Need to Know. Just a little bit about your service and why you think that puts you into this organization that celebrates women. And so I'll start with you, Marsha.
Okay. I've always been involved in service in one way or another, especially service organizations dealing with women and girls, or something in some humanitarian aspect. So this was a natural fit for me. I felt an instant connection, and I think all roads were leading me this way, and so. I've enjoyed my time, and I think that service has always been, like I said, a part of me. And this was just a way to continue to expand myself in other areas that I probably wouldn't have normally done. And so this just broadened my horizons, even in my own community, to other aspects, other avenues that I hadn't thought of. And really brought attention and awareness to some of the issues that the women and girls are having in our community. And the fact that we can put our stamp or maybe help a little bit in that area and maybe just move the needle just a little bit is rewarding to me, and the impact that I look for when I get involved in something.
I echo exactly all of Marsha's sentiments. My family and I have always served. I mean, I have pictures of my little ones helping set up for our first All About Girls conference that we held in 2003 or 2004. For me, my passion has always been women and girls issues and education. That's one of the other passion projects for me. So I got to this organization because of those connections that I've had. I've been part of amazing organizations where I've sat on their board, Southern Scholarship Foundation. Both Marcia and I have been part of the Commission on the Status of Women and Girls. What else? Faith Christian Family Center, their nonprofit, Timothy Training and Development Center. There's so many. So if the groups that I'm a part of, forgive me if I did not mention you all. I'm sorry. Blame my head, not my heart. But this is what
I'm going to remember that.
Yeah. Cari taught me that.
Okay.
But we've always served because I've always been taught that you do more than just take up space on this planet. You owe your community something. You owe the people that have raised you and championed you. You owe them something. And sometimes it's just a bit of your time. And as we rise, remember to reach back and grab others. Make sure someone is going along with you, right?
That's right.
So that was something my mother taught me growing up. I made sure that my girls knew that. And both my girls, Zanani was one of the 5 young women to watch. She's still an amazing servant leader. That's what she does, right? My oldest daughter, Dr. Zamoria Johnson, she's actually one of the 25 women you need to know. They've gotten scholarships and awards because of their servant leadership. And that's what most of the women in this community do. I was talking to someone last year trying to encourage them to complete the application. I said, if you don't want to do it, let me do it. But I need your resume, but I'm going to make sure that you are nominated. And she just kept pushing back. And finally she said, Paula, I just don't want to do it. I haven't done enough. Well, she's been over several of the ministries in her church. One of them is connected to education, where she's gotten thousands of dollars for kids to go to school. They wouldn't have been able to go to school had it not been for her help. Why is that not something the world should know? And I'm not going to say her name because she wouldn't let us nominate her, but she's on here, I'm sure, watching. But I'm talking about you. And maybe this year you'll let me nominate you. I'm just
saying. And maybe you're like me. Like I'm thinking, I don't know that I self-identify as a service person. I'm more, to me, maybe I'm wrong, but to me, I'm more, I think things should be fair. And I'm like a fighter or whatever you want to say it. Like for
an advocate.
Absolutely.
I wanted to make change. And that, like for me with Women Wednesdays, I thought there was, not an even landscape for women entrepreneurs or women who are building or creating things. And I just knew it could be better, and I wanted to change that. So that's why I started Women Wednesdays.
And look at what you've achieved. Look at these connections.
And I think Club 25 and 25 Women You Need to Know. Those were all really important collaborations. Building blocks, strategic partnerships, whatever you want to say. Because it's very hard to do things alone, but I mean, I think there's people that are very, very service oriented, but sometimes there's also people that just want to make change, have impact, make things better. So that's important too. So
and Barbara made a good point.
An act of service. That is what advocacy is.
It's a different way of looking at it, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But these are the things. We have brilliance here in this community. We ought to show it. We ought to make sure everyone knows and everybody is able to access that brilliance.
Yeah, and you know what? We're on our way to become a #1 city for women. That really is going to happen. And the reason that is going to happen is because we have such a wide depth of talent and amazing women in our community. And I'm not just saying that. That is just true. So, and we can't wait to know more of you.
I love it.
Okay, so I'm going to pass the baton over to Cari. because this is what you need to fill out. And it's not a lot, especially for like the very busy women that are all watching.
Yeah, not scary at all. Very simple information, clear, tell us who it is, tell us who you are, tell us why, a little bit about what they're doing on the service side, what their role is on their day-to-day business side, if there is one, if there are things that you want to attach and you want us to see. Sometimes we've had people that have been published, or they have started organizations and they wanted to include kind of visual representations. You can attach that through the choose file. You put all of that in and you hit submit. And then you should get a confirmation email saying that it was submitted. If there's any issues whatsoever, you can always reach out to myself or to William, and we can, reestablish and you can resubmit the nomination. It's not, once you put it out there, it's not, sorry, whatever you submitted is what it is. We'll work with you. But it's super easy. It really is. Like we said, the hardest part is finding the time, finding people to nominate you, finding the guts to nominate yourself, whatever it is. That's the hardest part. And then Barbara, I think that was a great tip. If you can have kind of, we're all doing it anyways for our resumes and our board, when we want to be on a board, just keep it fresh, keep it collected, and make it easy for someone. It's kind of the name of the game these days, right? The easier we make things for people, the more likely they are to come on board and help us out. So I think that was a great tip. For sure.
Yeah, and let me throw in another thing there. We have a program at Women Wednesdays called Women's Words, and that's where we publish the writing of women. But we also can support women in their writing. So if you're writing up something, a nomination for yourself or someone else, and you just want someone else to look it over, help you with editing a little bit, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're happy to help. So do that too.
Okay, so let's say you become a nominee and you get chosen. What is next? What happens?
Well, if
Yes.
you
Well, I'll say on our end, what happens is we send out an email. It's kind of a hush, don't tell anybody, but congrats, you're part of Club 25, and we'll be in contact with you to collect photos and videos and set up an interview for your profile. And then every day for 30 days, we run one individual profile. So we do a launch where we say, here's the Club 25 and 5 young women to watch. And we announce to everyone who they are. And then each individual day, we introduce one person. So that's on our end. It'll be in the form of an email that we'll send out from Club 20 or from the Tallahassee Democrat 25 Women, And then I am sure very close behind us comes Paula and Marcia and that fabulous club, wrapping their arms around them and getting them all indoctrinated into the wonderful world of Club 25. So I'll let them talk about what's on their end.
Well, that's exactly what happens. Right after that event, you'll get an email from us congratulating you on being a 25 woman you need to know. And then at that point, we issue an invite. So those that want to join the club, they simply pay their dues. We invite them to the next meeting, that spring meeting, and then you're in. That's it. Easy peasy. She has guests.
Yeah, she's got a crowd growing over there.
We have some activity going on here.
Yeah.
I love it.
So we're don't mind us. We're just waiting for the end of the show. We just have a little announcement to wait.
Okay.
The only thing I would add is make sure when you are chosen, or just if you're reading it, share the content, share the links, share the celebration on social media, make it viral, help it get the word out. It not only helps us celebrate the women, but it also helps. I can't tell you how many people we have reach out once we announce the class. Like, how do I get my wife or my friend? It's like, okay, well, I will let you know as soon as we open. We'll let you know, and I keep a list and I make sure and let them know. So it just helps keep that pool of candidates and that celebration going. The more we share, so that's the only other thing I would add is share.
And I'll add to Paula's point too, as soon as you're in the club and you want to know how you get connected or what you can do or how you can meet other women, following that email, you're soon thereafter, you're going to get a newsletter with all the events that are happening and how you can connect and what events coming up and what socials happening. So many opportunities to connect. So we encourage women to join and to become a part of our wonderful.
And Miss Pamela Ridley joining us like she does every time we have our Women Wednesdays. Hey, Pamela. She says dues are $25 annually. That support service projects that enhance women and girls.
Yes.
Right.
So just by paying the dues, you're being a servant in your community.
Yep.
Correct.
That's what those dues are for. And I just want to say this, ladies, this has been amazing. Barbara, thank you for the opportunity to highlight, because just as Cari mentioned, as soon as they start announcing the winners, then people start bombarding us because, they know we're a part of this group. Why didn't you tell us? And I'm like, now look, we shared it on Facebook. We told you, we sent it in the club newsletters. So don't say you didn't know. So this was a great opportunity to let people know that it's out there. You can go ahead and start nominating people now, or nominating yourself. So we appreciate you allowing us to have this space and this time.
Yeah, and let's have this year be a record number of nominations. So everybody get
Yes.
busy, start writing, and let other people know. People who aren't watching today, let them know about 25 women you need to know, and encourage them to nominate others or nominate themselves. Let's spread the word.
And we want young women nominated too, for those 5 young women to watch.
That's right.
I was going to say, I can't imagine, Cari, you said earlier, will we ever run out of women? And of course not. We have 5 young women coming behind the 25 every year. So make sure you nominate your young women as well for this opportunity, so they get an early start on being a part of something really, really impactful in our community. I also want to say, ladies, thank you. Sometimes I feel like the voice of the viewer. And just from my perspective, thank you for speaking to the many different personalities and thoughts that go through our minds as women. We have a million things going on, and we don't give ourselves a lot of credit. Maybe I'm speaking for myself, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that we don't give ourselves enough credit. So I hope that everyone watching today is really being self-reflective right now and saying, gee, I wonder if I should be thinking more about this, or about somebody in my life that is kind of that unsung shiro in our community that needs some recognition.
Yeah, I hope a lot of women watching are saying to themselves, I'm a baddie. You know what I mean?
Boss.
I'm a baddie.
Yeah, and special thanks, again, I want to say special thanks to Tallahassee Democrat for doing this important program.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of space in the print, and that's very much appreciated. And that really shows their value for the women of our community.
We love it, and I'll echo Paula and Tamara and Marsha. Thank you for the opportunity to just help get the word out. I would love for y'all to blow it up on the website. Give us all the nominations you can. We'll take them all. Give them all.
Blow it up. I have a great idea where we can also blow this up. I want to tell you about next week. Yeah. So, Chrissy, can you pop up a little slide we have there, one of our last slides? Woo! Look who's here. Look who's here. Now you can come back, if you could zoom in on us, Chrissy. I want to introduce these 2 ladies and have them introduce themselves. Say hello. And
hi, ladies.
Say hi. Just say your names and what you do.
I'm Jeanette.
I'm Candelaria.
And Barbara had invited us to join you guys and share a part of our story. We echo what you guys were saying before. We as women, we tend to criticize ourselves a lot. So we criticize not only our bodies, but our choices, what we do. But what we don't do very often is to celebrate ourselves. So whether it's celebrating the body that you have right now, celebrating your career, how far you have come, we don't do that a lot for ourselves. So it's very important, in addition to also making ourselves better, we take the time to celebrate how far we have come. So next week's talk is all about that. We are celebrating right now, this month, 18 years in business for Studio Heart. And for us, Studio Heart, which is what we've been doing, actually was born out of disaster. So 18 years ago, we went through a really tragic event in our lives, actually 2 very tragic events. And that, which we thought at the time was something very critical and very dramatic for us to go through, completely changed our lives. And what it gave us is a new purpose. It let us find ourselves, it let us find what we were meant to do. And we have been doing it for 18 years now. So we want to share our story with you guys. And we want to celebrate our culture. We're Cuban. So we with that, we love eating and we love dancing. So we want to celebrate it at Havana Boardwalk Cafe. We're going to have a luncheon there. And if they have great food, so anybody who wants to join us will be great. And we'll also have some cake and maybe even a little Latin dancing. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
All right. So next week then. So next
Yes.
week's Women Wednesdays, we also have a program called Going Places. So there's no reason we're getting near the end of COVID here. We can start getting together,
Safely.
Based on close comfort. But next week, Women Wednesdays, it'll be in person and virtual, but we're going to be at Havana's Boardwalk Cafe. And, people can order food right from the menu.
And we will have cake.
Yeah. And then you guys will be giving a presentation telling about
Yeah,
your story.
we just want to share that sometimes when in life you go through a really dramatic experience, it could be it's something in your house or something personally, and that can give birth, instead of looking at it as the end of your life at that point or something very drastic, which it is, but it can also you can find your purpose in life through that. So that's what we went through. We found in the ashes of destruction, we found what we were meant to do with our lives and how we were meant to help other people. It was a complete change for us, nothing we ever thought we would be doing, especially after having immigrated from Cuba. We had a very set path in a particular direction, and suddenly life threw a bunch of stuff at us that we never expected, and we found that everything changed after that.
Yeah, they're a team, and they really built something really special.
Yeah.
They built something really special, Studio Heart events that they're going to share with us next week. So we look forward to next week on Women Wednesdays. But for this one, I want to circle back again and thank everyone so very much for being a part of our programming today. 25 Women You Need to Know, the Tallahassee Democrat, Club 25. You ladies, you're all amazing. And, just look across our community. We're an amazing community of women. We will be a #1 city for women, so you can count on that.
We just got to keep roping them in.
Keep roping them in.
Yes.
And then, of course, join us at womenwednesdays.com. We'd love to have you be a member of our programming. And so before we go away today, is there anything else anybody would like to say?
Hey, get those nominations in, ladies. Get those nominations in.
That's right. Get those nominations in. So again, anybody needs any help, just let us know. But otherwise, we'll see you next week at Havana's Boardwalk Cafe or virtually here online. So have a great week.
We look forward to a wonderful event.
Bye. Thank you for joining us.
Great show.
Thank
We
you.
hope to see you next week.